Hello everyone, welcome to a quick start guide on how to get started on MotiveWave. I will go over the basics like logging in, setting up your workspace, importing milk charts, among a few other things. So in case you don't know what MotiveWave is, it's a futures trading platform that comes with a multitude of features and is extremely customizable to fit the needs of every trader, which is why it's the people's top futures platform choice to choose from here in RCG. There are many different editions to choose from, but the main one you want to keep your eye on is the Orderflow edition. That's because any edition below the Orderflow edition will be missing essential features that I highly recommend you do not miss out on. There will be a link in the description that will take you to a website. Another thing you should know is that this platform itself will not provide the data feed connection required so that MotiveWave will function. You will need to get a connection from either a broker or a prop firm account. The main broker people in RCG use is known as AMP Futures. And a key thing to note when it comes to creating your account is you always want to choose Rhythmic when setting up your account because there are other connections to choose from like Trade08, TradingView, and others, but they won't allow you to connect to MotiveWave, so please be advised to choose Rhythmic always. After you purchase your license key, head over to MotiveWave and Options and input your license key, and from there, I'll show you how to log in. Once you have your license key all set up and ready to go, you want to come up to Create a Workspace, then come over to Service. Then depending on whichever service you chose, you want to go ahead and click on that one. And then put in your username, and then click on Test Connection, and then once again put in your username and password. And for system, you want to leave it at Rhythmic, unless you chose any other connection like a prop firm, which once you press the drop down tab, it'll give you multiple options to choose from. So once you do that, you want to click on Connect. And once you do that, it'll give you a prompt saying connection successful, letting you know that your connection works. If it doesn't, that means your password or username is wrong or the system is wrong. Once you do that, you can go ahead and close out of here and click Create Workspace. To save time, we've already logged into the simulated account, so we're going to go ahead and open that up. So once you log in, you're going to be greeted with this screen, which is way too cluttered for my personal liking. So we're going to go ahead and create our own personal workspace. So you want to come over here and click this plus sign. And it all depends on your personal preference. You could go ahead and choose any of these different layouts. If you want 4 charts, if you want 3 charts, split screen, whatever you want for it. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to go ahead and choose the single chart screen. And we're going to go ahead and call this one ES, but we already have it open to save time. So once we have that open, we want to go ahead and click this, and we have our chart ready to go. So if you notice when you scroll, it's going to be a bit weird. It's going to scroll side by side and you can't really click off of it. You want to go ahead and click this, which will allow you to scroll side by side but also move around. You could also widen the chart or zoom in on it by clicking these. So once you have that, I'm pretty sure you're curious to see how to import milk charts. So you want to head over to the file, click it, click on Import Analysis, then click on the file that you downloaded from the Discord channel. Once you click on it, come back, click on the folder once again, and it should be there. Once you click on it, it'll open up the imported chart. To save time, we already have it imported. From here on out, it all depends on your personal preference on what else you want to customize. So if you want to execute orders from the same screen as your chart, all you have to do is just come over to the trade panel icon and click on it, and it'll open up the trade panel. And here it'll give you different options to enter a trade in. If you want to open the DOM, all you have to do is just hover over the DOM icon, click on it, and click this lock button and make sure it's open. Otherwise, you won't be able to interact with the chart or the DOM. So let's say, for example, we're going to enter a trade. Here it shows us where we enter the trade at exactly. And here on the DOM, it shows us how much profit or at a loss we will be in. So after you do that, you could go ahead and set your limit order by hovering on the DOM, clicking on it. And if you want to change it up, all you have to do is just simply go to the chart or the DOM, click on your order and drag it. You could do it either from the DOM or the screen. The cool thing about the DOM is it also allows us to set bracket orders. So here we're going to use limit plus stop. So in case you don't know what a bracket order is, or in this case an OCO is, let's say for example it hits our take profit for $300 right here, it'll close out this order automatically That's what this line that's attached to the orders means. So once one order gets hit, the other will close, so you won't have to manage a trade after it closes. We're going to go ahead and close out of this trade because there's a lot more you could do here, but just going to show you the basics of it. I also personally don't recommend you using the market button, especially during volatile times, but again, it all depends on your personal preferences. So from here, we could go over to chart settings and change other things to our likings. So we could change the crosshair, the bar settings. If we don't like these types of bars, we could change it to hollow bars by clicking here. Theme, if we don't like the background, we could change it to a multitude of different colors like light gray, twilight, night vision, which gives us some cool looking gradients. Or we could also change the color of the bars. Again, if you don't like any of these, you could obviously go to the custom settings and change the chart theme or the bar color. So from here, we could go to our top right corner once again and hit the component section. Here we will be greeted with many different tools like a little trend line or commentary tools if you want to write on the chart or if you want to make your own levels. For making levels, I recommend using the support and resistance tools. Simply click on it, drag it over, and enlarge it to fit the whole session to your personal liking. I personally want to make it green, but notice how it's very solid, and if I drag it over the candlesticks, it won't be see-through. I want to make sure to come to fill color, click on more colors, and lower the opacity so it's see-through. So as you can see, now I can see through the candles. I'm going to go ahead and erase it by just clicking on it and clicking the backspace. If we come over to study, here are going to be our EMAs and our VWAPs if you use those. And another thing you should take note of is, let's say for example, you have a custom script you want to import, especially if you're a mentee, you want to know this. You want to come to the folder again. You want to come to import analysis and you want to click on the script you're importing and make sure the instrument it's going to be on is on the current ES contract. So it's ES M5. This is just a dummy script. Open the file, click on it, and now we have our dummy script open. So if you're a mentee, this is exactly how you're going to open up Milk's custom scripts. So another thing you should know is that you could also import custom DOM scripts by going to the template, clicking manage analysis, import, and doing the same thing. So once you do that, another thing you should take note of is, let's say you like backtesting. There's also a backtesting feature. By clicking this button right here, and here it'll allow us to go back in time and see candlesticks work in real time. It all depends on your personal preferences once again and how fast you want it to go. Another neat tool that's available is that Motivate has a built-in trade copier account. So if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that, simply go to File, New, Trade Copier Account, and here it'll give you the lead account, and you could click this button to add follower accounts, which will follow any executed orders that are made by the lead account. You always want to make sure, if you are using a trade copier, to make sure it's always selected in this tab. So this tab shows you what account you are executing the trades on. Another cool feature about MotoWave is, let's say for example, you want to have one of Milk's scripts on a different screen and just tab it out by itself. All you have to do is just go to it, click on this tab, and it'll automatically open a new window with the chart on it. So as you can see here, we have the dummy script open on it. You could keep open the DOM and the trade panel open, or we could close it and we could click on it and we could drag it to a different monitor if we have one. And that's pretty much it for the MotoWave tutorial. If you have any questions, please ask in RCG. All right, thank you.